What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. We're doing things a little bit different here. We're going to give you a, what do we want to call this? A preview recap, a recap preview. Those words even go together? We didn't film a Potomac River preview before practice started. We just got a little too busy yesterday. So here we are after day one of practice. So we're going to give you a little preview / recap of day one of practice and let you guys know what I think about the Potomac River this week for stage 6. Stage 6 already on the Bass Pro Tour. Okay, so day one of practice is a wrap, but we're going to give you guys a little preview of the Potomac River. So we are here stage 6 on the Bass Pro Tour. This is towards the end of June. We are towards the end of June here. It's hot. It's hot. The water's hot. Things are definitely in the summer patterns. That's for sure. I mean, today I think the heat index were 110. Tomorrow's looking the same way, and it was just a very hot day out on the water, and I was a little disappointed with the Potomac. You know, I've spent a decent amount of time here, so I know a lot of the good areas that things typically go down. You know, I've spent a lot of time here in the past. I kind of really grew up fishing here. You know, this was only about 4 hours from Pittsburgh, so I would make some trips down here, and you know, I've spent quite a bit of time on the Potomac. So today, I mean, I did a lot of running around. You know, I kind of explored the whole playing field, kind of looking, you know, what the grass was doing, what the water clarity was like, what the water temperature was like, and really playing the tide. You know, the Potomac River is a tidal fishery, so that is going to, that's the number one factor this week is the tide. And playing the tide, being in the right place at the right time, on the right tide, all super important on any tidal fishery. So I spent a lot of time today kind of game planning for that for the next couple days, and I did a little bit of fishing in between. So quick little recap from day one of practice. It's hot. I think I already said that. I'm probably just delirious because it's so hot. It's hot. The grass isn't quite as good as I was hoping. You know, coming into this tournament, I have fished, I don't know, 3 or 4 other tournaments kind of this same time of year. So I kind of had an expectation of what the grass should look like. And I was a little disappointed in the overall grass in the river right now. The fishing was mediocre. You know, we caught a few fish, but nothing really crazy. So I'm going to have to continue to build on what we found today. But like I said, today was all about expanding. And not really expanding, about checking out the fishery, driving around, looking at current conditions with the grass, the water clarity, the wind, that type of stuff. So this is going to be a power fishing tournament for sure. You know, I foresee this being a straight up old school river tournament. You're going to see your frogs and swim jigs and chatterbaits and buzz baits. Obviously some Cincos and worms still mixed in. You can't go anywhere without those, but I foresee this being a straight up power fishing tournament with, you know, a lot of fish caught on braided line, a lot of fish caught on moving baits. And, you know, unless there's something that totally takes us by surprise, I don't really see forward-facing sonar being a big player in this tournament, just because the type of fishery it is, shallow water, dirty water. It's really, you know, the fish really set up shallow that you can't really see them on the sonar. And the places that you could really scope the fish, typically those are catfish. You know, there's a lot of catfish in the Potomac, so that's going to be just something to keep an eye on as the week goes on. But this should be an excellent tournament to watch. So all you guys who want to tune in, make sure to tune into the live coverage this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully we're on there. Hopefully we're fishing this weekend. But it's been a hot day, that's for sure. I cannot wait to get back to the house and do a little cooling down, take a shower, eat some good food, and kind of regroup and game plan going into tomorrow. And if you guys know, one of my favorite ways to game plan is using the Deep Dive app. You know, I love using that for every body of water we go to, but specifically for the Potomac River, I'm really paying attention to that tide feature. This is a brand new feature on the Deep Dive app, is the tide map that you can actually see color-coded the sections of river when it's high tide, when it's low tide, and a super cool feature. I found myself opening up my phone a bunch today just to continue and to look at that and kind of watch which areas I needed to be in. That way you can kind of run the tide, and that tide feature on the Deep Dive app really allows you to do that. So we're going to put a little overlay here that you guys can see what exactly I'm talking about. But a super cool new feature on the Deep Dive app. Now, other than the tide, I am really paying attention to the stream flow feature. You know, I'm really paying attention to what creeks have a decent amount of flow coming in, because that's going to be fresh water. Theoretically, that's going to be cooler water coming into these creeks, and potentially, you know, maybe find some fish in those creeks looking for that cooler water. So those are all things that I'm paying attention. I'm going to be game planning here tonight and see if we can put together another good day of practice for day 2. And we will catch up with you guys on Thursday with the house video. We'll kind of recap all of practice then and get the guys together and see if we can tell some fish stories and yeah, hopefully someone figures something out. But appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, get ready for a good one this week. You know, I think the Potomac River has potential to show out, have a nice, fun, old school power fishing tournament. I think it's going to be a good one. So make sure you're tuned in, but appreciate you guys watching this video. Leave me those likes and comments and good stuff down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.